Did you know that one of America's most successful airlines today started with just 3 airplanes, survived years of lawsuits, created an entirely new way of flying, and then recently abandoned many of the ideas that made it famous? This is the story of Southwest Airlines, the airline that revolutionized low-cost travel, dominated routes with little competition, built an empire around the Boeing 737, and is now going through the biggest transformation in its history. Let's begin at the very start. The story begins in 1967. A businessman named Roland King and attorney Herb Kelleher had a simple idea: create an airline that would fly only within Texas. At the time, flying was expensive, heavily regulated, and largely reserved for business travelers and wealthier passengers. Their plan was called the Texas Triangle. Flights would connect Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, with low fares and frequent departures. But the airline almost never got off the ground. Competitors fought Southwest in court for years, trying to stop the new airline from operating. After a long legal battle, Herb Kelleher won. And in June 1971, Southwest Airlines finally launched service. Nobody knew it then, but this tiny airline would eventually become one of the most successful carriers in aviation history. Herb Kelleher. Southwest wasn't built by aircraft. It was built by culture, and that culture came from Herb Kelleher. Unlike most airline executives, Kelleher wasn't a traditional corporate leader. He was famous for his humor, his unconventional style, and his belief that employees should come first. His philosophy was simple: if you treat employees well, they'll treat customers well. While competitors focused on complex corporate structures, Southwest focused on people. Flight attendants cracked jokes. Pilots helped clean aircraft. Employees felt like part of a family. The result? Customers loved the airline. Industry rivals respected it. And Southwest developed one of the strongest corporate cultures in aviation history. Many analysts believe that culture became one of the airline's biggest competitive advantages. Even decades later, Herb Kelleher is still remembered as the soul of Southwest Airlines. Now here's where Southwest became truly revolutionary. Most airlines used the hub and spoke model. Passengers from smaller cities would first fly to a major hub and then connect to their final destination. Southwest did something different. It focused on point-to-point flying. Instead of routing passengers through huge hubs, Southwest connected cities directly whenever possible. This reduced travel times, reduced aircraft ground time, and increased aircraft utilization. But that wasn't all. Southwest simplified nearly everything. One aircraft family, quick turnarounds, no unnecessary complexity, high aircraft utilization, low operating costs. The airline became famous for turning aircraft around in as little as 20 minutes. The faster an aircraft returns to the air, the more revenue it generates. That simple idea helped Southwest become one of the most profitable airlines in the world. One of the most surprising facts about Southwest is that roughly 60% of its routes face no direct airline competition. How is that possible? The answer lies in Southwest's network strategy. Most major airlines focus heavily on large hub airports. Southwest often identifies city pairs that larger airlines overlook. Instead of fighting intense battles on major routes, Southwest frequently enters underserved markets where demand exists but competition is limited. The airline also benefits from operating at secondary airports in many cities. These airports often have lower costs and less congestion. As a result, Southwest can profitably operate routes that may not attract other carriers. This strategy creates something every airline wants: pricing power. When there are fewer competitors, Southwest can maintain stronger profitability while still offering attractive fares. It's one of the reasons the airline has remained successful for decades. Now let's talk about one of the boldest fleet decisions in aviation history. Southwest operates only one aircraft family, the Boeing 737. For decades, Southwest built its entire operation around the single aircraft type. Why? Because simplicity saves money. Pilots can fly different versions of the 737 with minimal additional training. Maintenance becomes easier. spare parts inventories become smaller, scheduling becomes more flexible, and operational complexity drops dramatically. Today, Southwest operates one of the largest Boeing 737 fleets in the world. From the classic 737s to the modern 737 MAX family, the aircraft has become inseparable from Southwest's identity. While competitors manage multiple aircraft types, Southwest continues to rely on the efficiency of fleet commonality. It's a strategy that has saved billions of dollars over the years. Southwest's route network is unlike almost any other major airline. Traditional carriers are built around giant hubs. Southwest uses a distributed network. Cities like Dallas Love Field, Phoenix, Denver, Las Vegas, Chicago Midway, Baltimore, and Nashville serve as major operational centers. This structure offers several advantages. If one hub experiences disruptions, the entire network is less likely to collapse. Passengers often enjoy more nonstop options. Aircraft can be scheduled more efficiently. The network also allows Southwest to spread risk across many markets rather than relying heavily on a few mega hubs. Over time, Southwest expanded far beyond Texas. From neighboring states after deregulation to nationwide service, the airline gradually built one of the largest domestic networks in North America. For decades, Southwest was known for doing things differently. Open seating, 2 free checked bags, simple fare structures, no premium cabins. These policies became part of the airline's identity. But recently, everything began changing. In one of the most dramatic transformations in company history, Southwest introduced assigned seating. Customers can now choose seats in advance, including premium extra legroom options. Flights departing from January 2026 onward operate under the new seating system. The airline also ended one of its most famous perks: widespread free checked bags for all customers. For decades, "Bags fly free" was a major marketing slogan. Now, many passengers must pay baggage fees unless they hold certain elite status levels or purchase specific fare products. Southwest also introduced new fare bundles, premium seating products, and a completely redesigned boarding process. These changes generated enormous debate among customers. Some travelers welcomed assigned seating because it removed uncertainty and made family travel easier. Others argued Southwest was abandoning the unique features that made it different from competitors. The airline says these changes are designed to attract more customers and generate additional revenue. Critics argue Southwest is becoming more like every other airline. Either way, one thing is clear: the Southwest that exists today looks very different from the Southwest of just a few years ago. Southwest Airlines started as a tiny Texas carrier fighting for survival. It became an industry disruptor. It built a legendary culture under Herb Kelleher. It transformed aviation with its low-cost business model. It created a route network that often avoids direct competition. And it built one of the world's largest Boeing 737 fleets. But today, Southwest is entering a new chapter: assigned seating, bag fees, premium products, new boarding systems. The airline that once proudly stood apart is evolving faster than ever before. The big question now is, can Southwest maintain the spirit that made it successful while adapting to a rapidly changing airline industry? Only time will tell. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Do you prefer the classic Southwest Airlines or the new Southwest?